ZABoxingNation, where boxing lives, breathes, and breaks down. Rivalries reignite, contenders rise, and the boxing world shifts when every punch. Conor Benn walked into the rematch with Chris Eubank Jr. not to settle a score, but to end the rivalry decisively, and he did just that. Azim continues his rise. Richard Riakporhe delivers destruction, and Ishmael Davis puts the entire division on notice. Plus, we're breaking down the massive fights coming up to close out 2025. Fights that will reshape the sport completely. And we'll close this with your favorite segment, On This Day in Boxing History. Let's break this all down. This rematch was Conor Benn's big moment. A do-over. A chance to rewrite the narrative after losing the first fight by unanimous decision. But instead, this second fight cemented the truth. Conor Benn is simply the better fighter today. Stronger mentally, sharper physically, more disciplined technically. From opening bell, Conor Benn made a statement. He didn't rush, he didn't fight emotional. He boxed with patience, maturity, and a clear plan. He immediately took the center of the ring, established his jab, and forced Chris Eubank Jr. to fight off the back foot. And once Conor Benn set that tone, Chris Eubank Jr. never recovered. Conor Benn's team clearly studied the first fight and doubled down on what worked. Head-body transitions that froze Chris Eubank Jr.'s guard. A stiff, punishing jab that disrupted his rhythm. Step-around pivots to avoid Chris Eubank Jr.'s counters. Short, compact combinations that landed extremely clean. Conor Benn didn't waste any energy. He outworked Chris Eubank Jr. efficiently, not recklessly. Chris Eubank Jr.'s approach was confusing from the start. He kept trying to box long, then suddenly he tried to pressure, and then backed off again. There was no consistency, no rhythm, no adjustments. Conor Benn capitalized every time. Chris Eubank Jr. landed a few shots, but Conor Benn's punches sounded different. He sat down on his combinations. He mixed vicious body shots that visibly slowed Chris Eubank Jr. down by round 6. Rounds 7 through 10, Conor Benn's pressure increased. His confidence grew. Chris Eubank Jr.'s legs dipped. His guard leaked, and his output dropped dramatically. Conor Benn nearly had him hurt twice, especially in round 9, where a right hand nearly sent Eubank into survival mode. Rounds 11 and 12 were all Conor Benn. Chris Eubank Jr. threw single shots. Benn threw combinations. Eubank Jr. moved backwards. Conor Benn dictated the fight. Chris Eubank Jr. looked fatigued and discouraged. Conor Benn dominates this entire rematch. It was extremely clear. No debate. No controversy. He controlled every major category. The punch accuracy, activity, the defense, ring control, and the damage inflicted. This rivalry is over. Conor Benn has officially moved beyond Chris Eubank Jr.'s level at this point in his career. Let me know what you guys think about this fight in the comments below. Conor Benn beats Chris Eubank Jr. at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. Azim continues to prove he's one of the most promising young stars in British boxing. But this win over Scoby shows that he's developing beyond raw talent. He's building craft, patience, and shot selection that looks championship ready. Azim's jab was a weapon. He used it in 4 different ways: as a rangefinder, as a disruptor to stop pressure, as a counter when Scoby lunged in, as an offensive tool to start combinations. It wasn't just fast, it was purposeful. Every jab meant something. Scoby tried to pressure. It didn't work. Scoby came forward with intensity, but Adam Azim didn't let him get inside clean. He turned him, used lateral movement, and made Scoby pay every time he entered recklessly. Adam Azim never forced anything. He fought in layers, starting simple, then adding wrinkles. Jab, straight right hand. Jab, hook, pivot. Counter right hand, body hook. Every round, he opened his arsenal up more and more. Mid-rounds, this is where the fight was won. Adam Azim disrupted Scoby's timing and made him hesitant to even throw a punch. When Scoby slowed down, Adam Azim sped up, putting together combinations that landed extremely clean. And for the closing round, Adam Azim finished strong, showing improved conditioning and maturity. He didn't chase a knockout, he chased control, and he won every meaningful exchange. A polished, smart, high-level victory. Let me know what you guys think about this fight in the comments below. Adam Azim destroys Scoby. Adam Azim destroys Scoby at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. Richard Riakporhe's power was already known, but tonight he showed IQ behind that power, and that made the performance even more dominant. Welsh started fast, but got shut down extremely quick. Welsh came out with a high volume, trying to catch Riakporhe cold. It didn't work. Riakporhe used high guard, studied the rhythm, then countered with heavy shots that immediately discouraged Welsh. Riakporhe looked bigger, stronger, and more explosive. He has a longer reach, more muscle density, heavier hands, and better leverage on his punches. Every punch he landed pushed Welsh back. The body work was underrated. Riakporhe went downstairs early, something he doesn't always do, but tonight he committed to it, and Welsh started breathing heavily by round 3. The defensive improvements on Riakporhe's part, he moved his head subtly, rolled shots, and answered with straight punches, not recklessly, not wild, controlled destruction. Welsh simply couldn't handle the pressure anymore. Richard Riakporhe cut off the ring, pinned him, and unleashed a finishing barrage that forced the refs to step in. A brutal, decisive victory that proves Richard Riakporhe is still one of the most dangerous cruiserweights today. Let me know what you guys think about this fight in the comments below. Richard Riakporhe dominates Welsh at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. And now for the upcoming fights that you need to be prepared for. First up, we have Naoya, the Monster Inoue versus David Picasso. I believe that David Picasso is hungry, but Inoue is legendary. It'll be power versus toughness, speed versus creativity, and it's an incredible matchup. David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde. Anthony Yarde's power is extremely real, but David Benavidez's pressure is just different. This will be a must-watch fight. Next up, we have Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes. This fight is fireworks. Two undefeated young sharks. High speed, high skill chess with knockout potential. Then we have Xander Zayas versus Abbas Baru. Xander Zayas' progression versus Baru's toughness. A real measuring stick fight. Let me know what you guys think about all of those fights in the comments below. But that wraps up my segments for today. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss out on an update. But this is ZABoxingNation, where champions get analyzed and legends are made. And if you're new here, keep your hands up, and I'll catch you in the next one.